ceremony that binds their commitment to each other. This isn't just about them as two people, but as a whole community that supports, nurtures, and reflects the love that they share with us. So thank you all for being here, and please join us for When We Sing Together, led by Emma Azelborn.
Hi everyone. We're going to sing my song When We Sing Together. I invite you to join on the chorus, and it's written out in the packet. And I'll start by singing one line at a time. We'll do call and response so everyone kind of has it in their head before we sing through the song. So the first line goes like this. When we sing together, it's like we were never alone.
When we sing together, it's like we were never alone.
We want to forever believe our music will ring where green things grow.
We want to forever believe our music will ring where green things grow.
We know it'll fade, so we sing ever stronger, fill up our hearts with home.
We know it will fade, so we sing ever stronger, fill up our hearts with home.
When we sing together, it's like we were never alone.
When we sing together, it's like we were never alone.
When we
Sing together, it's like we were never alone.
we
Want to forever believe our music will ring where green things grow. We know it'll fade, so we sing ever stronger, fill up our hearts with home. When we sing together, it's like we were never alone.
My friends, we have traveled far to gather here today. The light is dim, the shadows long, our time is slipping away. Our voices blend so easily, just like they always do, as we join again in joyful song and let it bring us through.
When we sing together, it's like we were never alone.
We
Want to forever believe our music will ring where green things grow.
We
know it will fade, so we sing ever stronger, fill up our hearts with home. When we sing together, it's like we were never alone.
The air, how it shimmers as we sing in harmony. And we can feel the floorboard shaking underneath our feet. We lean against each other and pretend it'll never end. For we've built this song together and we'll sing it once again.
When we sing together, it's like we were never alone.
We
Want to forever believe our music will ring where green things grow. We know it will fade, so we sing ever stronger, fill up our hearts with home. When we sing together, it's like we were never alone.
No matter how much we try, This moment cannot stay. Our songs will turn to silence and we'll go our separate ways. The heartache, it will have us as it ever has before. For we cannot know where we will go and when we'll meet once more.
When we sing together, it's like we were never alone.
We want to forever believe our music will ring where green things grow. We know it'll fade, so we sing ever stronger, fill up our hearts with home. When we sing together, it's like we were never alone. And now when we're in the world, the little things we see can bring to mind our times gone by, the ghosts of harmony, the rumbling train in the evening light, a warm cup of tea held near. We all carry with us memories like those we're making here. When we sing together, it's like we were never alone. We want to forever believe our music will ring where green things grow. We know it'll fade, so we sing ever stronger, fill up our hearts with home. When we sing together, it's like we were never alone. When we sing together, it's like we were never alone.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Emma. So this is the part of the ceremony. We'll go through some promises that Jose and Maria intend to make for each other. Did you? I think this is vows before, right? All right. Can I ask a question? Who has the ring? Thank you. So before we exchange these rings, Jose and Maria are going to exchange some words that they've written for each other, and we'll. So Jose.
Mic check, test this. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. I learned yesterday that I should have gotten my vows proofread. Though I agree now that proofreading, or at least editing, would have been a good idea. The thought that kept going through my mind was, I don't want to feel like I need to proofread myself. In case you were wondering, I don't. You offer compassion, acceptance, and forgiveness to all those you meet, and I genuinely can express how good it feels to be accepted for who I am, mistakes and all. So as we can continue with both this ceremony and with our lives, I want you to know that I appreciate you, I accept all of you, and I love you. It is 4 a.m. after a fantastic pre-party. I am writing this. Did I procrastinate because I think I'm terrible at writing, or did I prioritize all the other things that I needed to get done by that time period, and that's the time I had left? It is still 4 a.m., and you're in the other room writing your own vows. Did you procrastinate, or did you just say yes to every request from all your friends and loved ones, and this is the only time that's left? I assume we're both familiar with the idea that there are 24 hours in a day. I also assume that we're both very aware of our need for sleep. And those are just assumptions. What I do know are two things. One, we both will push when necessary, whether it's driving across states through the night, cooking a feast for friends, picking up a loved one from an airport, a protest, an emergency room, planning a citywide scavenger hunt, planning a lesson, making a set list, doing our jobs that we didn't do during the day because we're busy doing something else, combing lice out of our hair, dealing with a flooded basement before our wedding, or just going on an adventure. There's not enough time for that. And I wish I could say, because together it feels like we can bend space-time. And that sounds beautiful and cheesy, but we both know that is impossible and untrue. Because solving problems together is sometimes effortless, but sometimes it can also be weathering and meandering. But regardless, it's always a journey. And regardless of that journey, I've found myself further and further gravitating towards you and your love. Because together, the hours in a day feel more like suggestions, and what takes priority is our word and what we tell our loved ones, both to ourselves and the people around us. Which leads us to the second thing that I know, our word. We will stand behind it, and will work effortlessly to keep it, which is one reason we found writing vows incredibly difficult, and we almost decided not to. So last week, I learned that when you write vows, you're supposed to include promises, and that really stressed me out, because I want to make sure that whatever promise I can make to you is both true and honest. And apparently marriage can't just be, I love you and I want to be with you, which makes sense since neither are promised over time. So what promise can I make? And what promise is true, and what promise can I keep? And it boils down to three things. The simple one is that I promise to always bring you treats. Including now. But more importantly, I promise to be all of me, truthfully and honestly to you. And third, I promise to be who you are to me, which is accepting, compassionate, forgiving, playful, and above all, ready for adventure. All of those to you. So, will you go on an adventure with me?
Can I hand these off? I also need to grab my phone from that pocketbook. Second, digital vows. We talked about who should go first, and I was like, Jose, you should go first because you're probably gonna cry and I'm probably not gonna cry, and I definitely started crying first today. And if it makes you feel any better, I was also stressed about this idea of promises, and my vows have a lot of promises, and I also view them as aspirations, which you'll hear more about at the end. I have a lot to learn about relationships, but one thing I've learned so far is that a partnership is stronger when each person is in touch with their own desires, needs, strengths, and weaknesses, as well as their partners. So my vows are to you, my love, and to myself, so that I can pour into our partnership out of a place of groundedness and abundance. I promise to be your cheerleader, celebrating your triumphs, mourning your losses, and encouraging you along the way. I'll ask questions and strive to understand the things that are important to you, even if I don't get all the details, like a lot of the brilliant work that you do in lab and try to explain to me. I will believe the best of you and support your dreams and goals. I recognize that one person cannot be an entire support system, so I'll remind myself that we have a large, beautiful network of people who can also help you in these ways, and will give myself grace on the days when I fail to support you to the fullest. I promise to be honest with you. Jose, something I respect about you is that you're not a people pleaser. If you know Jose, you know that's true. If you have an opinion about something, you don't hold back or sugarcoat it. I vow to be open and honest about both the good and the difficult things. I promise to share the fullest and truest picture of myself with you. I will have the integrity to question and challenge you if your actions don't align with the person you aspire to be. I will also try to be honest with myself and be willing to confront hard truths in the face. I promise to be a sounding board. One thing we've talked about in our communication goals is the idea of being a sandbox for one another, a place where we can try to find words when we're talking about difficult topics and don't have the right words yet, knowing that we'll probably get it wrong and maybe even say offensive things, but to withhold judgment or condemnation so that we can provide a safe testing ground. Or for our developer friends, we are each other's debugging rubber duck. I reaffirm my commitment to providing that space for you to be your duck. Knowing that we can't be everything for each other all the time, again, I'll also seek out other rubber duck friends in my community when I need a sounding board. Has anyone hung out with Jose and heard him say, "Whoa"? You appreciate beauty and creativity, and you quickly invite others to join in the fun. Whoa, look at that. I vow to appreciate your beauty and creativity, and will do my best not to stifle it, even if that means a little more mess around the apartment or living further outside my comfort zone. I also vow to find ways to appreciate my own beauty so that I don't totally rely on external validation to feel worthy. I promise to make space in my schedule for time together. No matter how excited I am about the various projects I'm a part of or the opportunities I have, I'm also excited to build a life together with you. And that involves spending time together. Whether we're watching a TV show, making dinner, cuddling in bed, or going on adventures, I'll do my best to treasure our time together and not take it or you for granted. I'll collaborate with you to find projects we can work on together so we can support each other and grow together. I will also continue to pursue projects and go on adventures apart from you, knowing that these pursuits help me to be whole and more fully myself. In our dance communities, we talk a lot about cultivating safe spaces or safer spaces. And I know that a safe space isn't safe just because someone says it's safe. It's made safe through consistently demonstrated actions and commitment to listening to and respecting one another. So I will seek to cultivate a safer space in our relationship where my actions demonstrate that I value and respect you, even and especially when we differ, which happens a lot. I will be here to remind you of your dignity and worth, especially if the world makes you doubt it. And I'll remind myself that while I can contribute to your feelings of safety and value in our relationship, your ultimate sense of security and self-worth does not rely solely on me. Jose, you are a passionate person, and I love that about you too. You're passionate about good food, magical music, high-quality workmanship, protection of marginalized communities, great event production, as anyone who has attended Eclipse can attest, and you're also passionate in our relationship. I promise to bring my passion fire to the table, identifying and expressing my desires, going to the effort of planning dates, finding new experiences for us to try, and ways to surprise and delight each other. And when we both care deeply, and the heat level is extra spicy, and we end up hurting each other's feelings, which also happens, I will try to listen to the why behind your what. I promise to seek understanding, compromise, forgiveness, and reconciliation quickly. And I'll try to give both you and myself grace when we are on different timelines in this journey. Our lives will be filled with profound, heavy adult things that we'll do our best to handle in a mature way. Amidst this, I promise to play. Let's not neglect our inner children, but indulge and play together. On the dance floor, at an escape room, just being goofy around the apartment. And when the voices in my head try to tell me that doing it right is the most important thing, I'll try to remind myself that enjoying the process and the person or people I'm interacting with is just as important. Fortunately, we have a lot of friends who know how to play. We're making a lot of promises today, or at least I am. And I know that we will inevitably fall short of being the people we aspire to be. The most important vow I make is this: to continue to put one foot in front of the other and to do so next to you. Holding each other up when we falter, and running, skipping, and jumping together in times like today, full of celebration and joy. I love you, Jose, and I'm excited to spend my life with you. Will you marry me?
That was so beautiful. And so we're going to diverge from a traditional ceremony, traditional promises that a denominational couple might make to each other. Jose and Maria have branched off and taken their own path, and we expect no different in the shared commitments that they're going to make to each other. So I'm going to read some more promises, even more promises. Jose and Maria, do you pledge to help each other to develop your hearts and minds, cultivating compassion, generosity, patience, enthusiasm, and wisdom as you age and undergo the various ups and downs of life, and to transform them into the path of love, compassion, joy, and equanimity? Do you pledge to share your life openly with one another, to speak the truth in love?
We do.
Will you promise to honor and tenderly care for each other, to encourage your partner's fulfillment as an individual through all the changes in your lives?
We do.
Recognizing that the external conditions in life will not always be smooth, and that your own minds and emotions will sometimes get stuck in negativity, do you pledge to see all these circumstances as a challenge to help you grow, to open your hearts, to accept yourselves and each other? Understanding that just as we are a mystery to ourselves, each other person is also a mystery to us. Do you pledge to seek to understand yourselves, each other, and all living beings, to examine your own minds continually, and to regard all the mysteries of life with curiosity and joy? Do you pledge to preserve and enrich your affection for each other, and to remind your partner of their inner and outer beauty and the potential that you see in them? As you focus on your relationship, will you leave a space in your heart, your mind, and your home for others, allowing the abundance of your love to overflow to them?
We do.
Treat yourselves and each other with respect, and remind yourselves often of what brought you together. Give the highest priority to the tenderness, gentleness, and kindness that your connection deserves. And if each of you takes responsibility for the quality of your life together, it will be marked by abundance and delight. I know. Do I pronounce you now or after? I pronounce Murray and Jose, I pronounce you married. All right, so I have just one last reflection to share with you both now that you're married. Wow. So, Maria and Jose, friends, family, and community, I want to offer a reflection on being in relationship that I hope that you can take with you after we leave today. I found that in a relationship, working in a relationship can be like working with glass. I don't know how many people have done flame work before. Taken one class, it's very challenging. But what I took away from it, glass, we all know glass. It is a brittle material when it's cold. It's easy to shatter and snap, which can make it tough to work with if you have a certain vision about what you want to make. A glass rod, for example, would be very resistant to forming a curve. When you've got something good with someone, it's tempting to want to make things work in any way possible. We can all be stubborn sometimes, thinking that we can cut something that's one shape and make it into another. Like cutting up a straight glass rod and fusing the small pieces into some kind of spiral. But if you imagine a glass spiral, you would imagine a shape with continuity, with flow, not pieces of straight segments glued together. If you heat up the glass, though, it can flow like honey into whatever shape that you and gravity can agree on. Now, I'll tell you that while mesmerizing to see done well, working with hot glass is very particular. You have to contain some of that flow, which is usually achieved through some finely tuned temperature, turning the glass so that there's a certain part of your piece that becomes able to move without totally disturbing the rest of it. And with the rod, the two sides are able to move because of the freedom to flow from this shared point. With patience and practice, you can make beautiful shapes that defy the limitations of what you thought glass was capable of. Too much heat, though, means too much flow. You run the risk of melting the glass or bending too far in a direction you didn't want to go. You can create beautiful things with your person, and it's going to take energy and care. Discussion, really listening to what they ask of you and being willing to trust and respond to it, since you both have this vision. Flexible and fluid, willing to be heated glass rod, but staying true to yourself without bending too much. A final detail for preserving a piece of glass is that a final detail for preserving a piece of glass that you have so carefully created is to help it adjust to the changes that you made. The process of getting hot glass to flow, helping it find the shape you envisioned, has been stressful, though it might not look it. But the extreme heat causes points of stress that leave the glass vulnerable to breaks that could shatter the whole thing and that are invisible to the naked eye. These stresses are relieved through annealing, where glass is heated to a lower temperature, where the stress points can move enough to relax, but you still preserve the vision of that piece. After I took this glass workshop, I was in awe of how hard it was to create something relatively simple. Pushing some rods together, forming some beads, making some bends. It was so finicky to do the simplest of things, but I had made glass move in ways that I wasn't sure that I would ever do. And in my current relationship, there have been moments where I have been motivated to bend and move in ways that I knew were possible, but never moved in before. And those causes stresses that were invisible to me and to my partner. But what has annealed these stresses for me over time has been steady communication and connection, working out the small things, and letting things settle into place after we make big moves. I hope that you always leave room for annealing in the bad moments as well as the good. And what's kept my relationship going in the toughest of times has been learning how to save space for settling. I hope that you find that perfect temperature in your relationship where you can both grow together, changing and adapting at a pace that feels good to harmonize with each other's lives. As your community, we'll be with you to support you on this journey of creating the beautiful sculpture that is your relationship.
We have a few final announcements. I'll maybe do the scavenger hunt and hand it to you. Okay. You've seen my emails about the scavenger hunt. I'm so excited for anyone who wants to participate in it. Jose and I have been writing puzzles over like the past month. If you enjoy doing puzzles, there are many available for you to do, and there's a QR code and a URL in your program that takes you there. If you don't want to do puzzles, that's fine. You can also just kind of skip through them and just go meander about Boston and do some of the challenges that are on there. You can earn points for your team, or you can just enjoy a fun day out in Boston exploring. Speaking of teams, you can just find somebody next to you today, or as we exit the space, and ask if you want to partner up, and you can, with old or new friends, get to explore the city together. Anything I missed about the scavenger hunt? Oh, Moretta over here has designed the website, the app that hosts it, also tirelessly working on it. And if you have any problems or need tech support, if anything crashes, her number is on there. You can contact Moretta.
And I'll be over here, so if people have trouble setting up teams or have questions, come find me.
And if you need to leave during the day, you can still participate in the hunt and leave early. If there are people who are coming late, there's a possibility for them to come find a team and join you late. So very flexible, participate as you wish. But before we start, and the scavenger hunt will end at 6. We're going to close it and then take the top team, whose prize will be choosing our first tattoo, which we commit to getting, but we are going to have autonomy over where we put it on our bodies. We also have choice on size. Falls or dance. Before we launch on the scavenger hunt, though, there's one more fun thing.
So, as some of you know, Honk 2025 is happening right now. And in the tradition of a second line, we're going to start a soul train down this aisle, all the way up the pier with our, our fake second line, which is these PA speakers on a wagon that Isaac is going to set up right now. And how you are going to help us is that if you are able-bodied and can carry a chair, we're going to take this soul train or second line all the way back to the U-Haul and load all these chairs up. And if you sat in the chair and can't carry it, that's perfectly okay. Let's just find someone else who can help. Otherwise, give us like 5 minutes, and then we're going to go right down this aisle. So
We'll start at the front and then like the next row, next row, next row.